Konnichiwa, minasan. Kyo desu. So we're going to be looking at another video from Nobita from Japan. He's a fantastic YouTuber. I think you guys should check out his content because I think he makes great content concerning Japan. But in this video, we're going to be looking at a black woman, Kokujin, who grew up in Japan and her experience. So we're going to check out the video, see what she says. I'm going to give my 2 cents on the matter, and I hope you guys enjoy. 行きましょう。
茨城県の日立市に生まれまして、城里町っていうすごい田舎のところに8年間ぐらい住んでました。もう顔見知り。
By the way, I actually did visit Ibaraki when I went to Japan. I had a friend and I stayed with him and his family, and I love Ibaraki. That was one of my favorite parts of the trip. It was a highlight for me. Ibaraki is a fantastic suburb, and I miss it a lot. I miss my friend and his family. His parents were awesome. His siblings were awesome. They treated me like family. Really, I have a lot of positive experiences dealing with Ibaraki, so just wanted to throw that in there.
だったので、みんなとなんか自己紹介そんなしてないなって思うんですよね。でしかも両親がその英語教師やったので、もう子供たちとか両親とかみんなのこと知ってますので、もう私たちのことはもう当たり前みたいな感じだったので、別に違和感とか何もなかったですね。なんか逆に初めてなんか偏見とか差別されたのがアメリカだったんですよ。なんか振り返って、あれ日本でこんな感じじゃなかったよねみたいな感じで、まあ自分の人種の人からなんかティファニー黒人だけど黒人じゃないでしょみたいな感じで言われたのが、あれ黒人って何みたいな、黒人は見た目だけじゃ足りないのかなっていうのを思わせたり、見た目。
One thing I will comment on that is that there is a huge thing in blacks in America, like black Americans, where we have such a strong cultural stigma about what it means to be black that if you don't traditionally fall into the lines of what it means to be black in America, they don't consider you black. Someone who speaks proper English or someone who may not be from, poor communities or may, not necessarily fit the stereotype that a lot of black Americans fall into, we're considered not black. So for her, I understand her experience because her being culturally Japanese, going to America, her mannerisms and how the way she thinks is going to be very different from blacks in America. So I do get that where a lot of blacks who don't fit that description of what it means to be a black American, we often get ostracized by our own community saying that we're not really black because we don't really think the same or we don't process things the same way. So I relate to her on that.
イメージ以上になんか身振り手振りとか雰囲気とか話し方なので、なんかそのイメージから変わってたら黒人じゃないみたいな。アメリカではアイデンティティが重要なので、何かに決めなくちゃいけないっていうプレッシャーがあったんですよね。でもしなんかアイデンティティを決めてなんかそういう感じしないなら間違ってるんじゃないかなっていうのが聞かれて、はあ、やばいみたいなプレッシャーがすごいかかったみたいな。あ、黒人って言っちゃダメなのかなみたいなっていうのがちょっとなんかっていうことは黒人は何っていう質問になるじゃないですか。見た目だけじゃ足りないのみたいな。それがちょっと嫌でしたね。で文化的に、黒人ではないので、やっぱりそういうところは分かりづらいなっていうのは、黒人並みに雰囲気を出さないと受け入れてくれないっていうのはありましたね。余計なんか手を振ったり、なんか大きい声出したりした上でなんか仲間入りしてくれたっていうのが毎日疲れましたね。でもアメリカではその話さないと必ずどうしたのって言われるんですよ。なんか静かにいるのがダメみたいな感じで、なのでよく話してました。そのアメリカでそのどうしたのって聞かれるのが嫌だったので、
やっぱりそういうところ変わったな。
変わりましたね。はい。なので英語で話した私はなんかもっと動いてますね。
主張性が
強く、はい。なので今ではそのアメリカ人とか外国人になんか私に日本生まれ育ちなんだよって言ったら、あれそういう感じしないねってよく言われるんですよ。でそれはそのアメリカに引っ越していろいろと、苦労して工夫してなんか仲間入りしてくれた結果でこういう感じになったみたいな。でも日本語で話してこういう浮気したらなんかちょっと変じゃないって思いますよね。なんでこういうする必要あるのかなみたいな。アメリカに引っ越す前はその奴隷とかについては知ってたんですけど、私の意見ではもう100年以上前のことじゃんって思ったんですよ。なんで今でも関係あるのってずっと思ったんですけど、やっぱりアメリカに実際に引っ越してなんか過去からそんな変わってないなっていうのに気づいたので、今でも関係あるっていうのに、なんかそういうのを日本人の友達と話してもなんか関係あるってよくなんかそういう目線で見られるんですよね。 で私もなんかそういう話してあれ関係ないよねってなんかそういう話しながらなんかちょっと思っちゃう。
That's a huge problem in America right now. I've talked about it in a past video, but I do believe that a lot of people in America, not just blacks, but even other Americans, they want to keep the past alive, to keep people hating each other and keep people having animosity towards another group of people. I definitely agree that it was over 100 years ago. It was wrong, yes, it was completely bad, but in order to heal and move forward, we kind of have to accept the things that that happened, do what we can to make a better future, and just leave stuff in the past. But there is a clear agenda in America right now to keep different races of racial groups hating each other. So I definitely agree with her with that.
っていうなんか人種について薄いのが悪いのか、まあアメリカからしては悪いっていうのは当たり前なんですけど、なんか関係あるのかなっていうのもちょっとなんか思いますね。なんかうちら仲良くなるなら人種で分けなくてもよくないみたいな。
一部の人ですよ、日本でそのダークスキンの人たちは結構ネガティブに見られるんじゃないかみたいな結構言われるんですけど、それに関してはどう思う？
ネガティブに見ないんじゃないかなって思うんですよね。黒人の肌色とか髪の毛を憧れる人もいるっていうのを聞きましたし、そういう友達も実際にいるので、でも私とその他の外国人と比べて多分日本人の動作でなんか偏見って捉えちゃうっていうのはあると思うんですよね。なんか日本人がその差別用語とかそういうわけじゃなかったのに、その外国人がそう捉えちゃうっていうのはある。
Everything she says, I agree with. I agree with everything she just said. Westerners are very sensitive to race, and we're so easily offended by stuff. And the stuff that shouldn't be easily offended, we shouldn't be easily offended by, we get offended by. And again, that's because people understand people from a different country have different history, different cultural values, and you know, we can't be bringing our Western mind to the East thinking that everyone should think the same way we do. But I completely agree with her. She's on point. On point.
と思いますね。多分私の捉え方が違うので差別されてないって多分言う。こういう髪型して、電車とか一応歩いてる時に見られるのは別に個人的には問題ないですし、その日本人からしてはもうこういう見た目とか見たことないので見てるっていう感じっていうのは分かるので、それが差別っていうのはちょっと重すぎるんじゃないかなってちょっと思いますね。それが差別って思う外国人は逆に日本人の考え方が分かんないんじゃないかなってちょっと思いますね。アメリカは自己主張が強いですし、ちょっとなんか hard-headed、 日本語でわかんないですけど、やりますですね。
あ、大丈夫です。You can speak English actually.
あ、本当？ Okay.
Because my English is actually quite good.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I've noticed, like, from living in America, that they can be hard-headed and they can be very, like, prideful and, like, about themselves and not thinking about others. And I've seen examples where Americans come to Japan and they think the rules that apply in America also apply in Japan. They just kind of do whatever as they please, because America is all about the free, we can do what we want, whatever. And it's like, sorry, that doesn't apply in Japan. If you go to a country, you should obey by that country. And so if a Japanese person were to go to America, I mean, I feel like America doesn't have as many rules, but a Japanese person should respect the way America is if they were to go to America. In the same way, if Americans were to come to Japan, you should respect just the way the country is, you know. Don't come into a country and to do the way that you want to do or do it the way just because you're used to it. So that's you know, so I think it goes either way. So if somebody is coming to your country from another culture, another country, then you should be understanding, like open-minded to whatever may transpire from them coming into a country that might not be used to something. I think because Japan doesn't have that many races in the first place, I think it's 当たり前 to not understand those things because そういう問題に関わってないので why would America or any other country expect Japan to know when you know that there's no other races but Japanese people, you know? I think it is easy to think that all of Japan is anime, you know? I think it's easy to think that way. Perhaps that's from either lack of research or just lack of knowledge, I don't know. Because when I first moved to America, they were testing me to see how Japanese I was, right? And they were like, oh, so you must know that anime, you must know that anime, you must know that anime. But my answer is I've never had the influence of anime or manga. So that's my answer. And they're like, oh, you're not Japanese. Or they would say, you must know Spirited Away. Oh, that's Spirited Away.
The problem is a lot of people in the West, they're exposed to the country of Japan through anime and manga. So it's so annoying. A lot of people in the West think that every Nihonjin is in love with anime and manga. So in her experience, because she went to America and people knew she was culturally raised as Japanese, they're not claiming she's Japanese because she doesn't know much anime or manga, but it's like there's more than Japan. There's more to Japan than just anime and manga, and that's the most annoying thing because a lot of people think Japan is exactly what they see in anime and manga, and it's not the case. You know, I love anime and manga, and that's how I got introduced to Japan. But Japan is bigger than that. It's not just anime and manga. So I think to say she's not really Japanese because she doesn't know much anime is completely stupid, in my personal opinion. And that just goes to show how like people are so defined by the cultural stigmas that if you don't fit the cultural stigma, you're not considered a member of that specific group of people, which to me is completely ridiculous. But
本当は千と千尋なんですよ。でもそれ英語でわかるわけないじゃないですか。だから千と千尋って言ってくれればわかるのに、スピリテッドウェイってなんか宗教的な何なのかなってなんか思って、you know。So yeah. Not every Japanese person, you know, watches anime or like, you know, things like that. It's just Japan is just good at that thing. That doesn't mean みんながそういうわけじゃないから, you know. YouTube videos and online blogs and something you heard from a friend may give you an insight of how Japan is, but I think there's a lot more you feel and experience by actually coming here than to just judge from what you read or something. And I mean, any country isn't for everybody, but I think you should definitely give a shot at coming here and don't always follow what other people say because you might find your own happiness or your own, because like my experience in Tokyo and one of my friends are like totally different, but we're in the same place, you know. So I think 自分次第だなみたいな感じだと思いますね。
Fantastic. There's really not much to say. I agree with everything she said. I think her Japanese is amazing. I think it's so cool how she could switch from English to Japanese, but of course she was raised in Japan. But yeah, this was a fantastic video. I wish a lot more Westerners had the same thought patterns that she does and that I do. I think the more you understand Japan as a country, the more you understand why people do the things that they do. But it was solid, man. I agree with everything she said in this video, but definitely you guys let me know what you guys think about the video in the comment section below. So if you guys like the video, please smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Arigatou gozaimasu. Minasan. Ja ne.